Silent Hill 2 is the king of horror games, and a movie adaptation was inevitable. But now that it's finally happened, do I dig it? Well, to be blunt, they had two incredible examples of how to tell the story, yet changed it almost entirely, removing all subtlety and ambiguity, feeling the need to over-explain everything while misunderstanding its symbolism, characters, and basically every aspect of the source material, while randomly throwing in moments of the game that no longer make sense in its new context, creating an incoherent mess of a horror movie that's wearing the skin of my favorite horror game of all time. For starters, they took James Sunderland, this quiet, awkward, grieving husband, and turned him into a bad boy in a leather jacket that smokes weed while he speeds in his Mustang. Be sure to get that Mustang logo in as many shots as you can. And Mary isn't even his wife. She's his ex-girlfriend who turns into Vecna for whatever reason. Screw the original symbolism of Mary still being part of the hospital bed she died in. And speaking of her dying, they also removed Mary's mysterious unknown illness, throwing in this whole new side plot of her being poisoned by a cult run by her father. And worst of all, they rewrote the most important part of this story. The big reveal that James murdered his wife to make him a good guy. I'm not kidding. They have Mary beg him to kill her, turning this from a selfish murder to a mercy killing that she asked for. Because no one's interested in a morally gray layered character, let's make this act heroic. We don't want our audience to think the guy who murdered his wife is a bad guy. How do you miss the entire point, the whole thing that this story revolves around? The original wants you to form your own opinion of James. Mary never asks him to kill her. This is something that he chose to do on his own. She was dying and suffering. She says herself that she wants the pain to stop, and it's made very clear that James really did love her. So you could argue that it's a merciful act, but he admits himself that it was selfish. He hated the angry person the sickness had turned her into. His marriage was falling apart and he just wanted to move on. He wanted his life back. So he did this selfish, horrible thing that he's so ashamed of and traumatized by that he blocks out the memory of him doing it, convincing himself that she died of her disease. And this movie has rewritten it to be a heroic act. No, I do not dig it. This adaptation is an insult to its source material and fans, and just a bad movie in general that treats its audience like babies. And if you're going to treat me like a baby, at least breastfeed me. Thanks for your time.